What's up everybody, my name is WEXY and I'll be showing you guys the top 10 best guns you could use in Modern Warfare's multiplayer. This was actually very time consuming, but pretty fun to record all these clips for you guys. I hope you enjoy. So coming in at the number 10th spot for me will be the MK2 carbine. This weapon has the fastest ADS speed out of all the marksman rifles, but it does have a kill range of the upper chest and higher, so unless you're known for having very good aim, this weapon could be satisfying to get kills with, but pretty difficult to use. The MK2 carbine is ranked number 10 because some people can pub stomp with it, but the casual player may not have the easiest time using it. As some clips in here I miss, because I am not the best sniper in the world, but I still used it and had a fun time. That's why it's on this list. Now moving on to the number 9th spot, we have the FAMAS. The FAMAS has the power, but not the consistency due to the burst speed. But don't let that fool you. This bad boy has a chance to one burst if you end up landing all 3 shots. The FAMAS is so high up on this list because much like the carbine, it requires a decent aim to connect bursts, but it is satisfying to get those one burst kills. So I encourage you guys to give this weapon a try. At the number 8 spot, we have a fun little gun. It's the Uzi. Now when this game first came out, the Uzi was notorious for being one of the worst guns in the game, but ever since its recent buff in the previous seasons, it is now actually one of the best guns in the game. One thing that I love about this gun is that it is very consistent. It has a very consistent fire rate. It's not too fast and not too slow. Its recoil is pretty manageable, and that's why it's ranked number 8 on this list. At the number 7 spot, we have the M4. And I know a lot of people are going to hate my decision on this, but I feel that there are better guns in Modern Warfare than just the M4. I think when Modern Warfare first came out, that's when the M4 dominated. But now with new buffs and new guns coming into the game, there's just better weapons to choose than just the M4. I mean, it is consistent, it does have good recoil control, it does have a very fast fire rate. It's just an overall good gun, but there are better guns in the game that either kill faster or have better recoil control, and you'll see those in the guns that are coming up. So that's why I gave the M4 a respectable place of 7th on my top 10. The 6th spot on my top 10 is the 7.25. This was actually a very hard decision to choose from because I had to compare this gun to the M4 because they both been in the game since day 1 and they both received buffs and nerfs throughout the seasons. But I feel like the 7.25 shines in close quarters combat, unlike the M4, which is kind of decent all around. But the thing is, you can customize the 7.25 to deal with semi-long range engagements or very up close engagements. This is a popular overkill gun if you are sniping because of how reliable it actually is. Right now I have a sawed-off barrel, so of course I'm going to get occasional hit markers on kind of the long range engagements, but if you slapped another barrel on there, forget that, you're going to get all the kills. And that's why I placed the 7.25 as my 6th spot on my top 10. On to my 5th spot, we have the Fennec. This is one of the more fun guns in the game. It just recently came out, I think like a month and a half, 2 months ago, but it is a complete bullet hose. It's the fastest firing gun in the game, and it actually has reasonably good recoil control, so you can beam people from quite a distance away, as you can see. The only reason why this gun isn't any lower on the list is because of its magazine size. If this gun had a 50 round mag, it'd definitely be in my top 2 or 3 guns in the game. Just because of its ammo capacity, I am placing it number 5 in my top 10. Okay, now talk about reliable. My number 4 on my list is the MP7. This gun has always been good. I don't think I can remember any buff or nerf to this gun that majorly impacted it in any way. The MP7 has the best hipfire spread out of all the SMGs, and one of the fastest aim down sight speeds. Along with a pretty large magazine size, this gun is really good. This is probably one of the guns that you see most in multiplayer lobbies because of how many people that realized that this gun is really good. And it's really hard to win a gunfight against an MP7. Not only does this gun have a decent sized magazine, good aim down sight speed, and a decent fire rate, it also has the perks of being an SMG and how you can move around the map extremely quickly, which adds to the value of the gun. And that's why I placed this number 4 on my top 10. Next we're moving on to my number 3, and that would be the GRA I can never pronounce it right, but the GRA 556. This gun is just so versatile. Like, you can make it into long range, short range, medium range. It doesn't matter. Range is not an issue for this gun. The recoil is just not there. It's like the ICR of this game. That's what I call it. It's just so good. The damage is always there. Right now I'm using the long range version of this gun, but you can make this gun into a fast aiming, high maneuverable weapon. I feel that this gun is way better than the M4 because the M4 may have different attachments to make it better at close range and long range too for recoil. But this is like the entire package in one. This could be an SMG or this could be a AR with virtually no recoil. That's why I put this AR at number 3 in my top 10. Oh boy, now we're really getting to the meat and potatoes of this top 10. My number 2 spot is the MP5. And this is because it is basically the MP7, but better except for the magazine size. That is literally the only thing lacking about the MP5 in this game. Even after it being nerfed just recently, it's still one of the top guns in the game. I remember hearing that it had a headshot multiplier. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong, but it's absolutely godly. Especially on the game mode cranked, this gun is absolutely insane. The damage is just out of this world, especially when you land headshots. The range is actually pretty good. I could have put more attachments on it to reduce recoil, but I feel that the attachments that I had on my MP5 just made it absolutely beastly. I'm sorry about the short explanation, but it's the truth. This gun is really good, and that's why I put it in my top 2. Of the top 10 multiplayer weapons in Modern Warfare is the FAL. This shouldn't be a surprise, especially after the most recent buff, which reduced its killing range and made it so it can one-shot headshot. It's not fair, this gun. I feel that the FAL is going to get nerfed soon, but that's just me. Just take a look at this just take a look at this gameplay and tell me that this gun isn't good. It 2 shots up close and medium range, it 3 shots. Barely. That's only if you don't hit the head. I couldn't tell you how many times I have died to the FAL. More and more people are going to start using it as they figure out how absolutely broken this gun is. It's better than the MP5 in my opinion, MP7, better than any gun in this list. It's so good, and it's so fun to use too because of how broken it is. I'm not encouraging anyone to use any broken weapons, but if you have attachments for this gun unlocked, you don't even need attachments to have it be good. I've seen people run around the map, full on destroy teams with a bare FAL, and that's why I ranked it number 1 on my list. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot, and I do put a lot of work into these videos, and I do appreciate every comment, every like, everything. I hope you liked the video. I'll see you in the next one.